All right, ladies and gentlemen, strap in because the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, just basically declared a civil war on the federal government. Yeah, he said it all peaceful and polished, but the subtext is clear as day, man. No King's Day Part 2. He's framing it like it's some patriotic stand against tyranny. There are no kings in the U.S., but let's be honest, this is the same guy that's banning Glocks, lecturing people on democracy while he's trying to run a state like a feudal kingdom. So this afternoon or tonight, if you're watching it then, we're breaking it down. Newsom's veiled call for rebellion, Trump's fantasy economics, and UFOs over our nuclear facilities. And the one question no one's asking, are we watching the opening act of America's internal cold civil war? Right? We've been talking about it for a long time, but let's get into it. Let's roll it. Okay. Number one, no King's Day. Part 2, supposed to be a peaceful Declaration of Independence, right? Now we have Gavin Newsom standing up here at a podium in a pharmacy preaching about insulin prices, and then he turns to No King's Day, says use your voice, act peacefully. There are no kings in the United States, okay? Let me play it for you.
No kings. A declaration of independence against the tyranny, against lawlessness in the context that there was no rule of law. It was the rule of king. And I think increasingly people are waking up to the rule of law in this country, increasingly appearing to be the rule of Don. And I hope it's dawning on people how precious this moment is and what's at stake. And so I hope people put a stake in the ground, take the opportunity and time to participate this weekend, but again, do so peacefully with a deep realization of the consequences and what the founding fathers were all about. No.
So do you see the double speak there? He says peacefully, but this is the same guy that has been pushing, oh man, mostly peaceful protests, etc. The left are always violent when they're protesting. I've not seen many peaceful protests from the left, right? Peaceful. Just like a powder keg is peaceful until somebody lights the fuse, like it always does, man. The crowd calls it the second No Kings protest. Sounds like a reenactment of a damn Declaration of Independence. Only this time it's not about breaking from Britain or the British crown. It's about defying the federal government under Trump. And here's the part they're whispering behind the scenes. Newsom's crew has openly floated the idea of state-level resistance orders. Okay. Translation, we're not obeying federal directives. Another location said they would arrest ICE agents if they tried to arrest folks near the in that area, okay, near the courthouse, I believe it was. So this is something that people are pushing, okay? The other thing is that talk is happening a lot. This is an article published a few days ago. We're at the beginning of the next civil war. Republicans' faith in Trump doesn't match his standing among potential voters. So people are essentially becoming a powder keg, right? And you know what is called in every history book ever written? Rebellion, okay? Now, he can hide behind his favorite word, peaceful. But when you tell tens of millions of people that there are no kings and that it's time to protect your community like your founding fathers did, what did the founding fathers do? That is a dog whistle for confrontation. Make no mistake. He can say peaceful, but then right at the end, he says that just like our founding fathers, everything is at stake. So do you think having a little walking around in the neighborhood is going to create the type of rebellion you want? No, right? This is the same playbook we've seen for years. Talk unity while planning division. And when the division breaks into violence, they'll say, we never told anyone to fight. We told everybody to be peaceful. Okay? Now, while Newsom's preaching freedom, he quietly signs a bill banning the new Glock-style handguns. I'm sure most of you probably heard of this. Maybe you didn't. But he says it's about public safety. Sure, just like every authoritarian in history who disarms citizens for their own good. And we know what happens to disarmed citizens. You can look through history and see what happens. Bad things, horrible things. And this is the same man that's supposed to be for freedom. Shocking. This law, the AB 1127, bans the sale of new Glocks because they could be converted to full auto. Keyword could. Okay. You could also take a vehicle and do crazy things with it as well. But meanwhile, California, we look at it, gangs are already running full auto switches by the thousands. You think they're buying that from Bass Pro Shop? No, they're getting them off the freaking black market, which, surprise, doesn't care about legislation. Only law-abiding citizens do, okay? So now the only people without the option to defend themselves are law-abiding citizens. It's typical. They protect the criminal, punish the citizen, and they say they're fighting tyranny. Now tell me how banning the most common self-defense handgun in America makes us freer. Maybe next week he's going to ban pocket knives and call it the Cutting Edge Safety Act. You know, it's ridiculous. And this is the same guy. And that's how these folks are. They make zero sense, zero logic, but most people don't have common sense anymore. But let's pivot for a second, man. And this isn't all Gavin bashing. President Trump came out this week saying, or today, saying groceries are down. Gas is down. Electricity is down. Okay.
But groceries are down and energy is down. Electricity is way down. We have the prices coming down for people. They were abused for 4 years by the Biden administration. Know how to. But we could be hitting close to $2 a gallon. I'd love to break it if we could, but we could be. And, you know, when that comes down, everything else has been coming down. Groceries are down. The price of things are down. And honestly, the simplicity is if you can get oil down, it's such a big category, everything follows. So just about everything follows. And we are working on beef, and I think we have a deal on beef that's going to bring the price of beef. That would be the one product that we would say is a little bit higher than we want it.
Guys, I voted for Trump 5 times, 2 in primaries. But I'm a realist, and my grocery bill don't lie, man. Just so you know, I don't go walking in the grocery store, man. I have it delivered, and I order the same thing every week. Doom. Repeat order. And this is the highest it's ever been. It's almost 65 to 70% higher than under Joe Biden. Okay. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says food prices are up 3.2 year over year. Beef is nearly up 14%. Eggs is up 11%. Coffee, 21%. And electricity up by 6%. The only thing that's going down is my patience, right? And yours too, probably. Gas dipped earlier this year, but it's climbing again. My local station has jumped up 30 cents a gallon this week. This week, I said the other day in the video, I had to fill up my truck. I said, oh my gosh. So I really don't know who's feeding Trump these numbers, but if it's the same team that told us Afghanistan was going great before the pullout, he needs a new intel crew, man. The reality is the American middle class is still bleeding. And it doesn't matter which party you vote for. If they don't feel the pain of the checkout line, they won't get it. And the other thing people have to realize here is that it's not just about gas, because it's not. The tariffs also cause a massive, because this is the thing, that food you're buying may come from America, but a lot of the equipment they use to manufacture the parts and things like that are getting hit with tariffs. Their packaging material getting hit with tariffs. Okay. So that is the thing. It's going to be up. Okay. Inflation doesn't care about politics, man. It's a stealth tax, and it punishes producers and rewards parasites. Okay. Now, while all this chaos is happening, Trump is talking about giving Ukraine Tomahawk missiles. Yeah, Tomahawk missiles, and considering letting them use them, striking inside of Russian territory. Man, I thought the plan was America first, not Ukraine forever. I thought that. Every administration said they'll end wars, but the Pentagon machine always finds a way to whisper, just one more shipment. Now, the Kremlin's already warned that sending long-range missiles to hit inside Russia would be a red line. Red line. They said that if that happens, there will be world war. There will be nuclear repercussions, and they will go after who sent those weapons. So that would be us, obviously.
Under the Biden administration, the White House was fearing of a possible escalation. They were not allowing the Ukrainians to strike into Russia, fearing of this escalation.
Yeah.
Would your administration allow Ukrainians to strike deep into Russia?
We're going to be talking about that. That's something we'll be talking about. You're right. It's an escalation, but we'll be talking about that.
Mr. President.
Why not just say no? Let's stop sending weapons to foreign countries. Let's stop sending taxpayer money away. Help the Americans that are bleeding. You heard the percentage of the price increase. You're getting killed right now financially. There were supposed to be so many Doge cuts, hidden money found everywhere, but we've not seen any of that. You know who's getting it? Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, to name a few. Argentina just got 40 billion. We're not getting it. We're not getting the break. The people who put him in office are not getting it. And this is the thing. I say this sort of stuff, and the people say 4D chess, man. I'm tired of hearing that bullshit. I'm really tired of hearing it. There is no such thing as 4D chess. I don't see the winning yet. I don't see it. Okay? And as far as this war, we've been here before, folks. We're flirting with direct war, not proxy war, direct combat with a nuclear power. And if you think they won't drag us into it again, you haven't learned from 2003, 2014, or 2020. Every empire dies chasing its next foreign crusade. And while America's busy fighting each other, man, the Secretary of State just confirmed that UFOs, or whatever the hell they are, have been flying over U.S. nuclear sites. Yeah, Rubio says it himself, not some tinfoil hat YouTuber, the Secretary of State.
In the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours.
These are other.
Not ours. Okay? Now, either that's an admission that we've got technology we can't even control, or maybe it's a distraction play right on cue. Every time the system starts wobbling, they roll out the new alien headline, and people gravitate towards it. Look, man, people are almost not even talking about the Epstein stuff anymore. They're talking about Kirk. Right? But the blue beam stuff happens all the time. It's look up, don't look around. Right? It's the strategy. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. It's psychological warfare at scale. Keep people scared, fascinated, and distracted while the economy burns and the political class rebrands treason as leadership. But let's look at where we stand now. Newsom is telling people to defy the federal government under the banner of freedom. He's banning the most common pistol platform in America while preaching liberty, the best pistol platform, that is. The president's saying inflation is gone while food prices choke the working man, the blue collar, the truck driver, the long landscaper, the construction worker, right? The Pentagon, the military-industrial complex is still burning money, fueling proxy wars under the flag of peace. And the Secretary of State is talking about UFOs over nuclear reactors. This isn't government anymore. It's a power struggle dressed in patriotism. And when states start declaring independence in rhetoric, when leaders talk about peaceful resistance, mostly peaceful, and when both sides believe the other is illegitimate, you're looking at a cold civil war already in motion. No bullets yet, just propaganda, policy, and economic warfare. But the pattern is there. History rhymes. So what do? People always say, what do? You get prepared, man. If you're not on my email list, get my 10 tips for martial law. Okay. Go get on it below. I'll put the email there. You'll immediately get sent an email. But just like the email I sent out today, I gave a mission brief today. You get self-reliant, you get armed, right? Be intelligent while you still can. You build communities that think for themselves, not communities that beg for permission. Because the next phase of this fight won't be fought in DC, it'll be fought in your neighborhood, or who controls the narrative, who controls the food, who controls the energy, and who controls your mind. Okay. You got to stay sharp, stay disciplined, and remember the code, man. Train for war, live for peace, and pray like it's already begun. Like the t-shirt we sold the other week. I sell those shirts, man, to be a constant reminder so you can look at it and see it in reminders, just like the Frost Man. These are things that I believe in, and I want it to be a constant reminder. Look, I'm not somebody that doesn't need reminding too. I need the reminders as well. And that's the thing. We all get complacent. Life gets in the way, but we have to stay prepared. And just before I forget, today we launched the Field Charge amino acids gummies. So amino acids, if you don't know, is something that helps build muscle. And I like gummy format. I don't like messing around with powders like I'm a freaking chemist carrying around a shaker bottle. I like to chew something up and get it done. This is something good to put in your bug out bag if you're just wanting to survive. You're not a workout guy, but you should be. So when you don't have a lot of food, you can still retain that muscle. It'll help build muscle and all that sort of stuff. These are tactical inspired gummies. All of them are whole. We also have the Trigger pre-workout, which is a serious energy boost, and get some put in your gym bag. And this is our creatine gummies called Rearm. So Rearm, Field Charge, and Trigger. But I created these because I wanted something mainly for myself that was no nonsense, that I could control how it was made in USA, and good quality components. But go pick those up while they're in stock. You know, the creatine gummies went so fast, but go grab some and stay fueled, stay prepared, man. Your body, you may not always have your gear, you know, but your body, you may have to climb, run, you may have to fight, and these sort of things. But it's all about preparation, preparing your body, making sure your mags are loaded, your knives are sharp and oiled, your gear's ready, you got your straps and things taped up so they're not hanging everywhere. Everything's ready to go at a minute's notice, like Minuteman, modern day Minuteman. That's how every man should live. Anyway, guys, stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Black Scout.